Are you going to buy your first ever e-bike? Wait a second and watch this video first. Getting your first e-bike is super exciting. It opens up a world of effortless commuting and fun trail riding. But many first-time riders make small, easily avoidable errors that can quickly turn a fun experience into a frustrating one. That's why we're going to walk through the top 10 common mistakes new e-bike riders make before they even hit the road, to give you the real-world knowledge you need to start riding safely and smartly right from day one. First off, let's address the biggest misconception that trips people up: the idea that an e-bike is just a glorified scooter where you don't have to pedal. The truth is, for most electric bikes, if you don't pedal, you won't get any assistance from the motor. This is the core principle of a pedal assist electric bike, which is the most common type. The motor simply amplifies the effort you put into the pedals. Relying on the myth that you can just coast will lead to a very confusing and tiring first ride, especially if you have a Class 1 e-bike, which only offers pedal assist and no throttle at all. Don't mistake the motor for a magic carpet. It's there to help, not to replace your legs. Many new owners underestimate the time commitment of charging the battery. For a battery with a capacity of 500 watt-hours, a very common size, it can easily take 4 to 7 hours to go from nearly empty to completely full. The mistake new riders make is waiting until the last minute to plug in. As a use case, imagine you come home late on a Friday after a commute, and you want to do a long Saturday morning ride. If you wait until you wake up to plug it in, you'll be sitting around for half the day. The solution is simple. Get into the habit of plugging in your battery as soon as you get home. It's like charging your phone. Do it overnight or while you're at work so you're always ready for a spontaneous adventure. When it comes to keeping your machine in top shape, new riders often forget that an electric bike is part bicycle and part electronic device. On one hand, you have the standard bike stuff: keeping the chain oiled, checking tire pressure, and ensuring your brake pads aren't worn down. On the other hand, there's the electronic side: the battery and the motor system. For example, never charge your battery in extremely hot or cold conditions, as this significantly reduces its lifespan. When cleaning your e-bike, you must take care to avoid directly spraying high-pressure water onto the electrical components, especially the display or the motor hub. Not giving attention to both mechanical and electrical maintenance is a big mistake that can lead to expensive repairs down the line. It's important to realize that the moment you introduce a motor and battery, the rules of the road can change dramatically depending on where you are. In many places, e-bikes are categorized into different classes: Class 1, Class 2, and Class 3, based on their maximum assisted speed and whether they have a throttle. For example, a Class 3 e-bike, which can assist up to 28 miles per hour, might be restricted from using certain bike paths or trails where a lower-class model is perfectly legal. If you ride in a different state or even a different city, the local regulations could be completely opposite. The key is to research the specific laws for your e-bike class in your primary riding area before your first ride, which will save you from potential fines or getting into trouble on a restricted trail. Unlike a regular bicycle that might weigh 25 or 30 pounds, an electric bike typically carries an extra 20 to 30 pounds of motor and battery, easily putting it in the 60 to 80 pounds range. This additional mass makes trouble when you're not riding. For instance, lifting your e-bike onto a car rack designed for a regular bike, or maneuvering it up a flight of stairs, can be an unexpected and difficult struggle. And even while riding, the weight changes the bike's dynamics. It means your turning radius feels different, and the bike has more momentum. Before your first ride, practice pushing the bike slowly and making tight turns in an empty parking lot to get accustomed to the weight. Furthermore, don't assume that the electric boost will somehow compensate for an uncomfortable fit. Many beginners mistakenly think a factory-set bike is a comfortable bike. Just like a traditional bicycle, an electric bike needs to be adjusted to your body. If the saddle is too low or too high, or the handlebars are too far away, that electric assistance won't matter much when your knees or back start to ache a mile into your ride. The mistake here is skipping a professional fitting or not taking the time to experiment with the saddle height and angle. A simple adjustment like raising or lowering the seat by 1/2 inch can prevent serious knee pain and instantly transform a bad ride into a great one. As a crucial part of your preparation, new riders often fail to take the time to simply practice the basics of riding a bike with a motor. You might think, I know how to ride a bike, and jump straight into traffic. But the electric motor changes the acceleration and speed, especially when you first start pedaling. It's a common mistake to turn on the pedal assist and then give a big, strong push on the pedals, resulting in a sudden, unexpected lurch forward. This is dangerous and can cause you to lose control. Before going on a road, dedicate at least 1 hour in a safe, open area like a park. The better you understand that initial burst of power, the safer your first commute will be. And speaking of power, many people see the throttle as a simple on-off switch. In reality, a throttle, which allows you to engage the motor without pedaling, is a tool that requires fine control, not brute force. It's a big mistake to twist a thumb throttle all the way, especially when starting from a dead stop, which can lead to rapid acceleration and a loss of balance, or even a wheelie. The best use case for a throttle is when you are starting on a steep uphill incline or need a brief burst of power to cross an intersection safely and quickly. Always apply it gradually, just like the accelerator in a car, to maintain smooth control and prevent unnecessary battery drain. Moving quickly to the topic of safety, one of the most critical adjustments a new e-bike rider must make is realizing they need to brake significantly sooner. Since your bike is heavier and you are likely traveling at 20 miles per hour or more, your stopping distance is much longer than what you're used to on a regular bike. The common mistake is waiting to brake at the same point you would on a lighter, slower bike. You must adjust your habits to apply the brakes further in advance. Also, always use both the front and rear brakes simultaneously. The front brake provides about 70% of your stopping power, but using both together smoothly prevents skidding and ensures the shortest, safest stop. Finally, even with an electric motor doing some of the heavy lifting, neglecting the proper use of your gears is a mistake that harms both you and your bike. The motor works most efficiently and provides the best range when the rider is pedaling at a steady, comfortable cadence. That is, the rate at which your legs are turning. You should still downshift to an easier gear before tackling a big hill, just as you would on a regular bike. The mistake is trying to climb in a high gear, which forces the motor to work harder, overheats it, drains the battery much faster, and puts unnecessary strain on your drivetrain components. Think of your gears as a team member for the motor. Use them to keep your pedaling easy and fast, which helps the motor operate at its peak performance. So, as you can see, a great first e-bike experience is all about preparation and smart riding habits. Take the time to understand the unique characteristics of your electric machine, respect its weight, manage your battery properly, and practice the controls in a safe space. Hit that subscribe button for more tips, and tell us in the comments what your biggest question is before your first e-bike ride. Thanks for watching.